Yo, it's your boy Dctree from Dctree-Nation.com, where we cover hoops and heroes. And today we talking hoops. Man, the Spurs had a great win against the Bucks last night, just like I predicted right here on the channel. Yeah, you know I got to say that. I got to put that in there. I knew they would go 1-1 with the Bucks. Good job, Spurs. But this win was not by mistake. The Spurs hit the three at a great level, shot a great percentage. And it got me to thinking, should the Spurs put more emphasis on making and taking three-point shots? Should they live by the three? I'm going to talk about it. But before I jump too deep into it, if you like my content, please sub to the channel. Okay, first off, I want to talk about how in Spurs Nation, this has been a constant debate on whether the three-point shot is relevant in the Spurs system or relevant in today's league as far as the Spurs are concerned, of course. And last night really proved that it is a relevant skill, that the Spurs have to take more threes. They're next to last in the league in three-point attempts. They have to up that number because when they do shoot the three well, our superstars, or our stars rather, play a lot better. You know, DeRozan and LaMarcus are mid-range shooters at heart. Now, LaMarcus, he has increased his range a little bit. He's doing a hell of a good job with that. But at the end of the day, these guys are mid-range guys. And all other teams are doing, the Bucks in particular, they did it last night for a little while. They did it the other night when they beat the Spurs. They're just going to pack the paint. And it's not going to be ideal for DeRozan, for LaMarcus Aldridge to really have room to work in that system. So the Spurs have to have three-point shooters. They have to have people making these shots. Now you can say that this win against the Bucks recently was just a fluke. They're not going to shoot 53% from the three-point line. Yeah, that's understandable. But the Spurs are going to have to practice on it or trade for players that can shoot, because it's not going to work either way. You know, it's not going to work having mid-range stars and no shooters around them. Think about it. DeMar DeRozan had 7 assists last night, shot like 70% from the field because he had the room to work. He could play one-on-one. He could shoot out to the open shooters because they were making shots, and that's a huge difference. And once you really think about it, that's not too fair for DeMar, for LaMarcus to be mid-range guys and not get enough help from the outside so they could work properly in the mid-range. So while we're being critical of the stars, and I've been guilty of this, you got to kind of think about it. You know, if they had somebody to hit an outside shot every once in a while, you know, then maybe they could work their magic on the inside in the mid-range. All the Spurs' major players are slashers. Derek White, Murray. You know, although Murray hit 3 threes last night, but he's more of a slasher. You know, DeRozan. LaMarcus, he's in the post, fadeaways, but he still wants to work in the post. You know, Lonnie Walker, he's not much of a shooter. He's more of a slasher. So when you think about all the Spurs personnel and how they're athletic and they want to go to the cup or whatnot, all that is made possible by having outside threats. That's the reason why Bellinelli has been playing. You know, Popovich was in love with Bellinelli all this year, but guess what? When the Spurs are making shots, when other Spurs are making threes, Bellinelli didn't play at all last night, at all, because he spreads the floor. But there's no need to take his defensive woes or his defensive deficiencies on this squad if you have other players hitting threes. It comes down to the three-point shot, guys, the three-point shot. The Spurs have to have some consistency from other players like Murray, like Patty Mills, which has been playing lights out, by the way. Man, having one of the best years since 2014, pimping. Good job. If you can get more people to just be more consistent, you don't have to hit 19 threes a night, but you want to at least be in that teen range each night instead of having like 6 or 7 threes. Also, in regards to the three-point shot, have you noticed that it's hard for the Spurs to keep a lead? It's always hard for them to keep a lead, and it's hard for them to catch up once they're behind. Once they get down double digits, it's almost impossible for these jokers to come back. And it all comes down to the three-point shot. When they have a big lead, the other team is scoring threes, they're scoring twos, a couple turnovers, and boom, they're back into the game. The same thing can be said about the Spurs on the reverse end. They're down by, 6-7 possessions, but they can't make up the ground quick enough because all they're doing is scoring twos. And they're in that defensively, you know, they go in and out. You know, they have a good defensive game, and then they have a shady defensive game. So you can't depend on the defense, so you got to depend more on the offense, which is hard to do when you're shooting mid-range jumpers. You may be making those baskets, but you're giving up threes on the other end. And then also with you not shooting threes, it's harder and harder for you to come back. So the three-point shot is becoming so essential to today's NBA. Whether Popovich loves it or not, whether fans love it or not, the Spurs got to live by the three and die by the three. In some capacity. I said some capacity. I don't want them chucking up threes like Houston or some bull job, man. Heck nah. All right, guys, that's it for this one. For more information on hoops, check out the main page, Dctree-Nation.com. Like us on Facebook. Don't forget to hit that sub button. Also, guys, if you're into heroes, check out my hero playlist. I know Spurs Nation gotta love heroes. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.